This is Future Talk.
Future Talk.
Future Talk with Omnia Saleh and Hani Balkis.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to Future Talk right here on Pulse 95. I hope you're all having a very bright and productive Monday right here in the heart of Sharjah. The weather has been great. It's been very breezy, not as hot as usual, and we're definitely enjoying and taking in the good weather. But Future Talk has lots and lots to offer for you today in terms of bringing you the latest on what is happening in the tech world, in the UAE and around the world, starting with Sharjah. Right here in the heart of Sharjah, we're using technology to detect parking violations because scanning vehicles will be hitting the road pretty soon.
Very excited to hear about that, as we do know how technology is expanding rapidly right here in Sharjah. But let's go and talk about Facebook and how they're adding shopping and pricing tiers to their WhatsApp business accounts. Really excited to see what Facebook is trying to do, trying to get into that e-commerce industry.
Yes, indeed. But for all those who have already went ahead and bought the iPhone 12, I have some pretty bad news for all of you because 5G has been draining iPhone 12's battery, and tests show that the battery is actually draining about 20% faster than the iPhone 11. What's that all about? And is it the right move to go ahead and purchase the newest iPhone? We're going to be giving you all those details in just a few moments.
Yes, and with the new iPhone, obviously a lot of people, I did see this coming, a lot of companies are going to try to mimic the new fast iPhone charger, but Anchor did reveal a lightning speed iPhone charger, and then we're going to talk about that in our gadget of the day.
Yes, indeed. But speaking of coronavirus and how safe we should be, there are new smart sensors that are being installed in some offices that can track social distancing. So are you actually going by the methods of social distancing and keeping enough distance between you and your coworkers? Lots and lots is going to be in store right here on Future Talk. So keep Pulse 95 locked, and we'll be right back.
Daily digital news. Bits and bytes connect our world.
Technology is rapidly expanding right here in the UAE and in Sharjah. And today we're going to be talking about how scanning vehicles are going to detect parking violations right here in Sharjah. Now, 2 digital scanning vehicles have been launched by the Sharjah municipality to monitor parking violations in high-density areas. Now, the launch of the scanning vehicles is part of the first phase to introduce advanced inspection systems in public parking zones.
Yes, indeed. Now, all of us tend to see the different parking meters that are spread all around Sharjah, and whenever we finish parking, we go ahead and head to pay for our parking. And a lot of us tend to either do that online or even do that through the app itself by paying through coins. So being able to make sure that everyone is abiding by those rules, these digital scanning vehicles will be spread, and a single inspection vehicle can actually scan about 3,000 vehicles in 1 hour. So they can definitely catch all those who are not abiding by the rules. Now, if you're wondering how the digital scanning vehicle tends to work, we'll give you a very quick rundown of it, because all you have to look at in that vehicle would be the smart processor. Now, this processor can actually check if a vehicle has exceeded the specified time limit, or if the person who owns the car has not paid the parking fee. Now, an image of the vehicle which has exceeded the parking time, or the person who has not paid, will be taken and updated to the parking department's database. So the car itself has a few cameras attached to it that can actually take pictures of the cars. Inspectors are then alerted with the exact location of the vehicle alongside the picture that will allow them to do all the necessary actions to make sure that this owner does not fail to abide by the rules once again.
Yes, indeed. And you can actually pay your parking with various ways. Now, recently I downloaded an app called Perkin.
Perkin, yeah, I was going to tell you about it.
It's P-R-K-N, and it is amazing, ladies and gentlemen. I've used it, and I use it every day, because when I go and go out and about in Sharjah, when I pay in a parking zone, I'll just put it on my app and I'm good to go.
It's nice because it has different Emirates. So for those of you who live right here in Sharjah, there is a very easy number that you can text. I think it's 5566.
Yes.
All you'll have to do is text your plate number and the code of the car where it has originated from. So like let's say Sharjah and then 69136. But for those who go to different Emirates, Perkin would actually be very easy whenever you want to know the exact codes for paying for that parking ticket.
Especially if you're not familiar with the parking code in that emirate. But you're probably wondering, how many cars can this vehicle scan? Well, it is estimated up to 3,000 vehicles per hour, and can recognize vehicles whose owner paid the fees through e-tickets, and those who even have seasonal subscriptions, which a lot of people do have seasonal subscriptions who live on El Corniche or in high density areas. My father actually has one of those subscriptions. I believe it's around $1,200 a year.
Yeah, you pay by year, and then you can park anywhere.
You can park anywhere you want in selected areas. But I think this is very important. I'll tell you why, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people, they park in these type of areas, and some people, unfortunately, they have tried to commit fraud when it does come to these tickets. They would change the number, or they would kind of ruin the ticket for a way for the parking inspector not being able to put the number. So we all need to obey the law and the regulations. So I like that we're using technology and a vehicle of this kind to kind of to combat this thing.
Yes, indeed. Now, vehicles will also be given a grace period if the person is just on his way to pay for another ticket or needs a little bit more time to pay the fee. There will be a grace period of about 10 minutes where you will not be fined if you have not paid your fee. But moral of the story, make sure that you are always paying for your parking ticket whenever you are parking somewhere. But let's move on to talk a little bit about Facebook and WhatsApp.
Yes, Facebook has said it will finally start charging companies using WhatsApp for Business, as it does expand ways for its users to check out available products and make purchases right there from a chat. Now, we do know that a lot of people use WhatsApp Business. Now, it's estimated about 50 million businesses and 175 million people message a WhatsApp Business account every day. And this move will actually help WhatsApp continue building a business of its own, while it does provide and expand free end-to-end encrypted text, video, and voice calling for more than 2 billion people. So no one is really losing in this. The customer wins, the business owner wins, and Facebook wins as well.
Absolutely. Now, for all those of you who have tried to buy from an online business, especially those that are only available online, you'll always find on an Instagram account or even on a Facebook profile a link to a WhatsApp chat where you can actually ask about the prices or even place an order. But now WhatsApp actually wants to make some money out of this feature. So WhatsApp for Business will definitely be charging every business owner a little bit of a monetary value for using this feature. But WhatsApp will also be adding a shopping button. So this actually went live earlier this weekend globally, and it's going to be coming to India in the future months. But in the future, they're also going to be making it possible to add items to a cart and to check out all within WhatsApp. So not only are you going to be able to ask about the prices, but you'll also be able to make complete purchases through the platform.
Now, this will make it easier for small and medium-sized businesses to get started, sell products, and keep their inventory up to date, and even quickly respond to messages they receive wherever their employees are. Now, it's very important we talk about wherever their employees are, because we are in a pandemic right now, ladies and gentlemen, and a lot of people are working from home. And as an e-commerce website or e-commerce industry, e-commerce, you're doing everything online. It is important to be in touch with your consumers, with your customers, wherever you are. And I like the idea a lot, because let's see who uses these platforms. Now, a lot of people do have WhatsApp business accounts if they have an Instagram business account where they sell their products. A lot of people do home businesses on Instagram, whether it's selling cakes, clothes, or even handmade jewelry. So I like this idea a lot, and it does kind of promote entrepreneurship online. And it's very important we see entrepreneurship expand, because I used to feel a couple of years ago that entrepreneurship at this day and age was kind of going down. But ever since a lot of people knew how to utilize social media and market on social media, we're seeing a boost in entrepreneurship and a boost in the e-commerce industry.
100%. And especially when it comes to, as you mentioned, Hani, small businesses and even businesses that tend to rely mostly on visual platforms. So we're looking at, let's say, a cake business, or even any form of business like crochet or any accessories, where you would want to be able to share photos with your customers, and for the customers to be able to share what their vision is of the product that they want to buy from you. Let us know, how many businesses do you reach out to through WhatsApp without even you realizing as you do it.
I mean, what feature I love the most? I love the most is when I order something online and a courier service will text me on WhatsApp. And I'll be talking to AI. I won't be talking to
I
an
don't
official.
like those chatbots.
I like it because it gives me everything I need to know without going to a website, without calling customer support, etc. So everything I need to know is done on WhatsApp. The chat is saved. It's not like going to a customer support website and having that chat with the customer support not being saved in your log. So you're having all that information stuck onto your phone and on your WhatsApp, which we do know you can have a backup. I have backups all the way from 2015.
Oh, wow.
5 years. So I like that feature a lot, and I'm excited to see what we can see more in the e-commerce industry. Let us know your guys' thoughts, 4215 or on our Instagram at Pulse95 Radio.
Coming up on Future Talk, we still have lots and lots to share with you. We're going to be talking all about iPhone 12 and how its battery has been draining a little more than expected. Stay tuned right here on Future Talk, only on Pulse 95.
Check this out. Check this out. Pulse 95.
iPhone 12 has become the talk of everyone, especially after orders have been placed. People have already started buying the newest child coming right out of Apple, the only one with 5G capabilities. Everyone is excited about it having 5G, especially because this is the first phone coming out of Apple to actually support 5G. Well, before we get excited and before our wallets start crying from how much money we're going to be spending on this brand new phone, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about the drawbacks of buying the iPhone 12 in terms of battery.
Yes, indeed. Now, battery is a big and important topic to talk about, as you want a phone that is going to last you roughly all day, and not something that is going to die within a couple of hours, especially after they did not supply us chargers or any of those matters.
You know, I was watching a funny video yesterday of someone, opening or unboxing their brand new iPhone. They got out the cable, the USB-C cable, and they're like, okay, so I've been saving up all of my charger plugs for this moment when Apple stops supplying it. Brings out 5 different plugs that he had saved up. None of them work because none of them have the USB-C.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy to see what Apple is doing and how smart they are. They're smart
to make cash,
to make money. They're smart at making money, and they know us consumers are going to buy no matter what. And you're going to buy the charger, and you're going to buy the new phone, and you're going to buy the wireless AirPods because you don't have a choice.
The comment under that meme was like, so this year we didn't get a charger. Next year you're going to get your iPhone just like you get an IKEA piece. Put it together yourself. You'll have the instruction. You can go ahead and put the iPhone together.
I don't doubt it because Apple is smart with what they do, and if you want to buy an extra accessory or an extra camera soon enough, you'll have to pay for it. Now, let's talk about the results of the iPhone 12 and how long it did last. Now, 5G, we do know it's super fast and it's going to be changing the world and how we communicate with each other. But at what price are we going to suffer from having 5G? And the results are in. Now, the iPhone 12 did last 10 hours and 23 minutes on 4G, but only 8 hours and 25 minutes on 5G. So we're seeing a 2-hour drawback,
20%.
which is a roughly 20% decrease. Now, the iPhone 12 Pro did fare similar. It did last around 11 hours and 24 minutes on 4G, but only 9 hours and 6 minutes on 5G, which is, again, a 20% decrease. Now, we're thinking about it like this. You're going to have faster internet and quick, but I mean, at some point, I do believe that a simple software update can fix this, because we do know when a new iPhone comes out, we see a lot of updates to kind of to settle and balance it out. And I don't think that it's a big deal. It's not that big of enough a deal, because you can switch to 4G anytime you want.
See, this is where we're not going to agree today, because I feel like it's not going to be fixed with an easy update. I feel like the update will only make it worse, since updates also take from the iPhone's storage, they take from its performance, and I'm actually worried about all the newer updates that are going to be coming out. Apart from iOS 14, what's going to happen to the battery then? And when we're talking about a 20% decrease, 20% may not sound like a lot, but when you are using the phone, the performance drops on its own. Even if you don't do anything to it, over time, the performance drops. If you were to check your battery health through your settings, you'll find out that it was a lot less than what it was whenever you first bought the phone. So if a brand new iPhone 12 has a drop in about 20%, what's going to be happening when you use the phone for like 2 months? Does that mean it won't even last you up to 6 hours on 5G?
Now, a lot of people are comparing the iPhone 11 and 11 Pro to this year's model. Now, they do perform similarly as the new models do on 4G at 11 hours and 16 minutes and 10 hours and 24 minutes, respectively. Now, it isn't surprising given that Apple's own specs for the iPhone 12 and iPhone 12 Pro are on the same battery life as their older versions. In fact, the iPhone 12 Pro did even go better than expected, but only in 4G mode. Now, when you are comparing phones and you're comparing companies, you need to compare it to a phone that does have 5G as well.
Yeah.
So we went and we compared it. Now, Google's Pixel 5's battery did last nearly the same on 5G and 4G, which was 9 hours and 56 minutes and 9 hours and 29 minutes. Now, it seems like Apple is outsmarting them.
It is.
And they're outperforming them.
They are outperforming them, but having 5G on the Google Plus and on the OnePlus ET's battery performance did not affect it either. So the thing is, I do feel like I agree with you on one end that in comparison with other 5G phones, it wasn't underperforming. However, whenever we're buying new phones, at least personally, I feel like one of the biggest features and perks that I want to have is to be able to charge it less and for the battery to last me a lot longer. So if that's not the reality with the iPhone 12, I feel like Apple is missing out on a little bit of new updates.
I mean, when you compare Apple to Apple, no pun intended. Now, Samsung's Galaxy S20 and S20 Plus did even go worse on their 5G because they're comparing their own their Samsungs to their older versions. They didn't perform that well on 5G, but it's a little bit better than iPhones. But when we see a little bit better, it's a couple of small percentage difference. So I don't believe that it's a big deal.
Well, let us know your thoughts if you believe that this would be an update that can easily be fixed by a new iOS 14. Coming up on Future Talk, we still have lots and lots in store for you. So keep Pulse 95 locked and we'll be right back.
Gadget of the day.
New tech you might want to play with.
Pulse 95.
New tech you might want to play with or even charge your phone with. Now, I did see this coming, I'll be completely honest, after Apple did announce that they won't be providing chargers in their new iPhone boxes that do come when you buy the new iPhone. So I did see that a lot of phone charging companies that do make phone chargers or even portable chargers would make a cheaper alternative solution than buying that USB-C port from Apple. Now, Anker, who is a leader in mobile charging technology, did launch the smallest wall charger that is capable of charging the new iPhones up to 3 times faster than the stock charger that comes from Apple or would come in the box. Now, the charger is dubbed the Anker Port 3 Nano.
Yes, indeed. Now, this is definitely a very new addition to the mobile charging technology that we tend to see in our day-to-day life. A lot of people tend to depend on power banks, myself included. I can't leave the house, especially if I know I'm going to be leaving for the full day, without having a power bank by my side. So the Anker PowerPort 3 Nano is by far the slimmest and lightest in the new line of portable chargers that are coming right out of Anker, and by far one of the very few that fits the iPhone 12 charging port. Now, PowerPort 3 Nano is small enough to comfortably fit in your front pocket, which is very important for all the men out there who like to have all their gadgets, all of their items in their pockets at all times. It also features one USB-C port that is capable of dispensing up to 20 watts of power. Now, so what? What does it mean to have 20 watts of power? That means that it can charge your brand new iPhone 12 up to 50% in only 30 minutes.
Now, I like this idea a lot. Now, I personally do have an Anker portable charger, and like Omnia said, I can't leave my house without it if I have a long trip or if I know that I'm going to be out all day. Now, I personally, my phone does not finish charge that quick, but I don't like to have a low battery percentage, so I will charge my phone as soon as it hits 50%.
Can't relate.
So having this technology come out, first of all, number one, we do need our phones to be charged quicker and faster. We don't like to keep our phones on the charge that long. And number two, where does this put Apple at? Now, when you see someone doing it better than your own devices,
Apple can do So the Apple charger can charge about the same,
Yes.
but to find a portable charger that can do that, honestly, I mean, Apple, where are you going with this?
But that's what I'm trying to say, because we have seen the iPhone cases now. I personally have never bought an iPhone chargeable case from Apple. I've never bought one, but I have used my friends, and it would only last me one charge.
No way.
It would only put my phone up to full charge
Once. And then you'll
It
have
was
to
done.
recharge it?
I have to recharge it, so it didn't sound viable to me. So obviously the number one go-to is a portable charger. Now I've seen people have bricks for portable chargers. They're huge chargers.
Yes. Aisha Al-Mazmi, if you're tuning in, that would be you.
And to charge these portable chargers, it would take 12 hours to charge it for a full charge. But I mean, Anker PowerPort 3 Nano. It's small, it's light, and it can charge your phone pretty quick, 50% in 30 minutes. Would I get one? Yes, and actually I'm going to check on the price range right now. I want to see if it's viable or it's economically friendly to me,
Yes.
at least. So I want to see how much that costs, and I want to see how good will it perform for a daily use.
Now, that's definitely a very interesting point that you bring up, because at the end of the day, this is a portable charger that you want to make sure that you can use multiple times and for multiple devices. Now, this portable charger is compatible with quite a few devices apart from the iPhone 12. So it's convenient and compatible with the iPhone 11, the iPhone 11 Pro, the iPhone 11 Pro Max, the XS, XS Max, XR, 8 Plus, 8, 7 Plus, 7, and even the iPhone 6 Plus. And it can also charge your AirPods on the go alongside your Apple Watch. So all you'll need to bring are the different wires and attachments that would fit every device separately.
So the wall plug, I'm looking at it right now, it'll
Yeah.
go for a retail price on Amazon at 69 dirhams, which sounds pretty okay. Now,
It's cheaper than what Apple would charge. I think Apple charges about 100 dirhams for one charge plug.
yes, now, I mean, I like it because, number one, first of all, it's good because it can also charge your AirPods, and it can charge
The Apple Watch,
the Apple,
different
it
phones.
can charge different phones, and it's in the wall. It's a wall charger at the same time.
Yeah.
So I like it. So would I get one if I do get the iPhone 12? Yes.
I feel like this is going to be placing Apple at a very tough place, because they are not offering the charger with the iPhone so that people can go ahead and purchase the charger separately and for Apple to make some extra cash. But what happens when such a company is offering the same charger at a much cheaper price? What do you do then? Of course, people are going to go for the cheaper version, especially if it's a trusted one as well. And as you've mentioned, Hani, Anker is a very known...
It's respected as well.
Yeah, and it's a leader in mobile charging technology. So I guess we'll just have time to tell on whether or not people will be purchasing original Apple charging plugs.
I wouldn't. Now, there used to be a myth that fakes or
they
third
damage
parties,
your
they
phone.
damage. I don't think so.
I don't
think so.
I don't think so if it's coming right out of Anker. I think if it's a Chinese company or some cheaper alternative, yes.
But see, actually, when you Anker, I do believe they buy the rights from Apple to kind of manufacture these, so they have the full blueprint. So they do buy the rights to manufacture these type of things when it does come to Apple products. But let us know, 4215 slot, would you buy a third-party charger instead of buying something straight from Apple? I would go for the third-party and Omnia.
Same.
Third party 4215 salat, or or go to our Instagram, message us at Pulse95 Radio. We're going to be taking a short break, but when we come back, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about smart sensors.
Check this out. Check this out. Pulse 95.
If businesses are reluctant to bring employees back to the office, technology is the solution, because we're talking all about smart sensors that are mounted in certain workplace ceilings to make sure that employees are social distancing as much as they should be. And the company that is supplying those smart sensors is called Point Grab.
Yes, and it did develop its technology before the pandemic to actually help workspace managers optimize how employees use office space. But
let's talk a little bit about the size of this device. So the size of the device is about the size of a smoke alarm. The sensors can record the exact number and location of people in buildings including offices, hotels, and restaurants. So it could be used in different places, no matter where it is installed in. Now, one of the first clients to actually use this device have definitely mentioned how incredible it has been to remind employees about social distancing, but also to keep track of how far apart people are and whether they're traveling in one direction around the building or in different directions at once.
Yes, and the sensors can actually record the exact number and location of people in buildings, including offices, hotels, and restaurants, which is very important. And you know what this reminds me of?
Yeah.
This reminds me of when you go to the mall and you'll see that green and red light on top of parking spaces in the parking lot.
Which ones are filled and
which ones are filled and which ones are empty. And it's very important during the COVID-19 pandemic because we do know that a lot of office spaces are not working at full capacity.
Yeah.
They'll have, let's say, I know there's a 50-50 that's being implemented in some private companies. Some are doing even 70-30.
Yeah, I was just going to say.
There's a lot of percentages that caters to whatever company thinks it can cater to. We've seen a lot of big tech companies and a lot of companies in general do fully home companies. They're
remote working
from home. So, I mean, this type of technology is important. I like it. But I never knew that we would need it now.
I know. And whenever we're talking about how far apart should employees be, this depends on A, the company itself, but B, whatever distance the World Health Organization announces. So workspace managers can go ahead and set up alerts for when people are closer than 2 meters for about 30 seconds. So if people, let's say you and your coworker, are closer than 2 meters for more than 30 seconds, then the alarm will go off. And the organization can go ahead and choose what to do with that alert. Now, the sensors have been included in the 6 feet office concept that was created by different services and different companies that are also trying to practice social distancing. But the best part about it is that it does not compromise on your privacy. So this device is still maintaining privacy, which is definitely a big worry whenever we're talking about deploying tech in the fight against COVID-19.
Now, a lot of people and a lot of companies actually care about workspace optimization a lot. Now, I didn't even know that was a big deal, workspace optimization.
It is. Look at Google and Facebook offices.
But before the pandemic, I didn't know it was that important. Now, we did see that was being used as an offices like Coca-Cola, Facebook, and Dell. Now, workers actually might not like the idea of being monitored, but the company does say no images or identifying features are recorded. Instead, each employee is represented as anonymous dot on a dashboard.
So it's basically like a lot of dots.
Yeah, so if you've played Among Us and if you've went to the admin room, you would see dots, but you wouldn't see who the players were. So that's the same way it works. And I do believe that this is important during the pandemic. I don't know how important it is after the pandemic. I didn't major in management or workspace optimization, but let us know your guys' thoughts. 4215 Duwarsat or on our Instagram at Pulse95 Radio.
Yes, indeed. But with technology or without technology, we should all remember to try and social distance as much as we can. Future Talk is coming to an end, but make sure you catch us again. Future Talk is going to be live again, same time tomorrow from 2 to 3 p.m. Keep Pulse95 locked. We'll see you soon.
If you liked this episode of Future Talk, drop a like and subscribe.
Pulse 95.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram for all our daily updates and top stories.